Hi, I'm Dave Wurzel, and you're watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight is on the Palos Heights Garden Club. And with me, we're very fortunate on my right to have the president of the club, Debbie Ray, and in charge of media publicity on my left, Pat Bailey. And so we're going to get a kind of a snapshot of what the Palos Heights Garden Club does and how you can join it. And also, we're going to get some gardening tips too, I think, right?
I hope so.
So thank you both for being here this morning. Maybe Debbie, I'm going to turn to you first, put the spotlight on you first. How long have you been part of the garden club president? What's your background with it?
Oh, well, I joined the club fairly early on in the early 2000s. I came in because I was mainly an edible gardener, but I wanted to learn more about other types of gardening. So I came to the Palos Heights Garden Club and I invited friends because it was wonderful learning all the things about gardening. And then one of my friends asked me to volunteer with her when a need was expressed that someone on the board was stepping down. She said we could do it together, and we did, and I've been on the board ever since.
I think you hit a key word there, right? It's fun, but you also, it's an opportunity to learn things too.
Absolutely.
You were a type of gardener, and you could learn probably more about that, but also other types.
Yes,
right?
yes, it expanded my horizons.
Right, so what a great reason to join that.
Yeah.
A variety of opportunity there. Pat, how about you? How long have you been part of the garden club?
Well, I moved into Palos in 1986, and we didn't do much gardening because I was still working. And then we found out that they were going to have a garden walk, but that was with the Palos Park Women's Club. So in March of 1998, I was reading the Regional, and I saw that if you joined that month, there has been a newly formed garden club started by Joan Myers with a handful of gardeners, and they made Pete Camp the president, and they held their first meeting in October of 1997. So I joined the following March so I could be a charter member.
Wow.
So I have now been a member for 26 years.
Wow, okay. Heading
And that's how I met a lot
right?
of people in Palos.
Right.
I didn't really know a lot of people. I just would go to work. Joining a club in our neighborhood is one of the greatest things you can do.
Let's say it sounds another great, the social dimension to it, right? You have a job, but here's you work away, but here's a social thing going on in the community. And obviously, as you mentioned, a lot of great things can come from learning and sharing with each other. All right. So maybe, and I think you've kind of both hit at that, what is the purpose of the club? And obviously there's a lot going on with it. What is the garden club about specifically? Like, what do you hope happens with it, and why people should join it maybe?
Well, we're developing community spirit, but mainly by promoting gardening. So I think one of the biggest pluses to our club and the main way that we promote gardening is by having great speakers. We have the local experts on all kinds of gardening, like I said, not just edible gardening. We've had speakers from all around the area, and they're the best speakers that you can get. And normally you pay more to hear any of these people speak, but for just the low price of annual dues, you can come to any of our meetings.
Let's say you've added another really incredible component to it. So we talked about there's a social quality to it. There's an educational thing, a shared experience thing, the learning opportunities, and you're going to bring in some experts on a variety of garden topics. That sounds like a lot of great things going on. I want to ask both of you to kind of speak to this because I'm imagining, talking about weather and the different seasons, and I'm thinking about, we have the year of the cicada coming up here. There's a variety of challenges that face gardeners. Can we talk a little bit about that? This might become a purpose, like why especially this would be a good club to be part of. What are some of the challenges that are facing gardeners today as compared to like over time what you've seen?
I'll tell you one thing, local garden centers are disappearing. We're lucky that we have our Palos Heights Farmers Market where we have Joe Hemetz from Good to Grow. We partner and have a fundraiser at Ted's Greenhouse, and there's another new one, 88 Nursery in Mokina. So it's hard to get plants because they're not the best, if you ask me, at a big box store. They're not. Some of them aren't cared for as well. And some of the gardening mistakes I have made personally is I have bought an invasive plant not knowing it was invasive because it wasn't marked. It might have said vigorous. But I know some people, they buy the wrong kind of plants. They just like them and they think they're going to grow for them, and they really don't.
Right.
And I also made, my other mistake was, I'd like, oh, I want this, I want that. I'd only buy one of each You really should be buying 3 and having small groupings and things like that. So those are the mistakes I made in my garden that
Okay.
I don't make anymore.
No, some good gardening tips. And that tricky thing about, like, I like the way it looks, but is that an invasive plant? Like, maybe it really isn't
Put it in a
meant for
pot.
us. Yeah.
Put it in a pot and let it be invasive there.
And then the other point about, ornamentally, well, I'd like one or one. Well, but how do these plants function best, or how do they grow best? And again, I'm thinking like holly is something that gets paired up, right? When you do a holly bush.
If you want berries, you need to have pollinators, or
Right.
you need to have a male and a female of a holly
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah, interesting. So, Debbie, any other challenges you want to mention for
I
gardeners?
think the
or-
biggest challenge today is all the information that's out there on the internet. We have Instagram and Facebook and just websites that are where people share all kinds of things, memes that they see or post information, and we don't always know which of those things are true or not.
Right, how reliable is it?
Exactly. So you have to look at the source of the information, and that's why, like Pat said, the extension service websites, anything with a .edu, that's science-based information.
Right, pretty safe
Listen,
source.
she's being modest. Tell them about your website.
Well, I have a website too, that's right. I've been trained as a master gardener, and I've been a garden speaker for years. And I have a newsletter, and I have a website, thegardenerwife.com. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook as well. And I tell you that what I share there is going to be reliable information, not just things that I read somewhere, but I have researched and experienced in my own garden.
So research-based things, and again, another great source, it sounds like, for
Right.
information. So it sounds like there's a lot of great educational qualities to the club. I'm assuming, let's talk about what are the other events or activities, because you both mentioned the social dimension to it. What other things happen throughout the year that people would either attend or participate in?
Well, we meet from February through October. We've eliminated a couple of months over the 26 years. We're very male-friendly, and we encourage couples to join. So we do have, it's not just a bunch of women in a garden club. There's many men in it also.
Okay.
Yeah, and the highlight of our year is in June, we have a garden walk where this isn't one of those fundraiser garden walks where anyone in the community can buy a ticket and come. This is for members only, and it's free to our members, but we get to visit each other's gardens, and that's a huge thing as far as getting to know one another and learn from one another.
And it sounds like a fun social opportunity
yeah.
to check out the garden they've created, how they managed it and cared for
The
it.
dues are only $25 a year,
Okay,
or $40 for a couple.
okay. Should be manageable for most
Right,
people, right?
right.
Any other events or activities that take place during the year you want to mention? I know you said you have speakers come in. You've got the garden walk in June. Did we cover them all?
Yeah, I just want to
Adopt a
highlight
Pot.
our March. Yeah, we do adopt a pot, and we appear at the farmers market.
Market.
But I want to highlight our March meeting that's coming up, because we have Kelsey Shaw coming from Possibility Place Nursery. They're known for planting, growing natives. And he'll be talking about planting trees and looking at root systems. But most importantly for this year, he's going to be talking about cicadas. And this is a 2-brood emergence year. So we want to hear from him how to handle that in our gardens.
I read that article this morning in the Tribune about that. This could be a tough year at plants, especially young ones, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, woody ones, yes.
You know, every year when you dig in your garden, I find a cicada
Right.
down there. They're
Yeah.
not emerging.
Right.
It's a good way to aerate your soil. They're
is
all
good.
popping up.
Yeah.
It's aerating your
Right.
soil.
I've seen the little holes they create for sure. All right, so you mentioned this. There is a membership due. So if somebody says, yeah, I want to join this club, how do they go about joining?
They just walk into the meeting, or they can find out on the website, walk in and pay your dues. And now let's say you decide you're not sure if you want to join. You come for the cicada talk and pay $5 guest fee. Well, next month if you come, we'll take that $5 off.
Okay. So the best thing to do, it sounds like, is check their website, look at information about how and where and when to go so that they can join. Okay, good. And you mentioned that you meet from February through, was it
October.
And is that a once-a-month meeting?
Yes, fourth
Okay.
Monday of the month.
All right, and then...
Wait, I got to say one
sure.
thing. I don't mean to interrupt you, but we have 2 places that we meet, so you need to look at the website. The first few months we are at the Palos Heights Library, and then we're at Lake Catherine for a few months, and then we're back at the library.
Okay. So check out their website, good information about where and when the meetings are and how often, and also about joining.
And you can also grab a bookmark from the library, Palos
has some
Heights
important
Library.
dates
Yes,
on it.
yes, it's got all the dates, where we're located.
Okay, good. Well,
Website,
thank
everything.
you. Yeah. So check out the library. You can pick up that information there as well. And any other advice or tips you want to put out there for would-be gardeners or gardeners who are very active and experienced also?
I think making connections with other gardeners is the best way. We all learn from each other, so.
I think you need to
Become
address
part of that network. Right?
Yeah, yeah, we share
watering
plants.
needs. Sometimes you put plants together that shouldn't be together. So,
Right.
because you've
you
got
like
the hose
look.
going in one spot,
Yeah.
but some of them they're not in the right spot. So you really need to understand the water needs of certain plants.
Right, right. Interesting tip, because we think about, well, everything needs water, but no, this one needs this volume, this one needs
And
this
I'm
volume.
into hostas, so you need to leave enough room because plants are going to spread.
Yes.
So that's another thing you have to
Okay.
take into consideration.
So I'm guessing if you go to these meetings, you'll get some of these types of tips.
Exactly.
And whether it grows and it's aggressive or water or a variety of others. Debbie, thank you very much. Pat, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It sounds like a great club and a lot of fun
It is one.
and educational opportunities. All right, so thank you for coming in. But before you get out of here, I'm not going to let it be that easy, okay? I've got a quiz for you. We'll find out what kind of gardeners you are, how well you know your organization, all right? All right, don't look, don't peek. I've got the questions right here. How about, you mentioned the club's been around for 26 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first planning meeting was held July 30th, 1997 in the home of?
Joan Myers.
1 point.
Okay.
You have to buzz in.
All right,
Debbie,
all
sorry.
right, all right.
How about this? The Palos Heights Garden Club first official membership meeting was held in October of 1997 at what facility? Yes.
Lake Catherine Environmental Learning Center.
Wow, nice. Their
That's
official
the
name
little
at that
room
time.
in the little room in the basement.
Yeah, no, I know that room. Okay, well done. How about this one? According to past program chair Clara Van Howe, the success of the Palos Heights Garden Club is mainly due to what two items? Do you need options?
Male
No,
friendly.
I know what they are. The other one is speakers. We have the
Speakers.
best speakers.
All right, you got them both. Very good.
We spent a lot of money on speakers.
All right, another
Wow.
reason to join. How about the Palos Heights Garden Club has taken special trips in the past? Where has the club not traveled? I'll do multiple choice for you here. Of the four I'm going to list, where has it not gone? Garfield Park Conservatory, Frankfort, Illinois, Galena, Illinois, or Morton Arboretum?
I don't know this one.
Arboretum. Morton
Debbie.
Arboretum.
I haven't been to Morton, so hopefully that's coming up someday soon, right? How about this? What bulb is one of spring's harbingers, and the Palos Heights Garden Club has sold them to their members and planted them around Palos Heights?
Go ahead.
Snowdrops.
Yeah, they're out now.
All right, very good. No, I've seen them peeking up, yeah. How about this? In 2004, before there was a Palos Heights Adopt a Pot, our members planted daffodils along Harlem Avenue. How many did they plant?
2,200.
Wow, that's a big number. Think about it, 2,200. I'm impressed that you had that number. And what is
I
the
dream
Palos Heights?
about it.
What is it? I would think you planted that many for sure. What has the Palos Heights Garden Club done for Lake Catherine Nature Center?
Oh, we've planted gardens there. We've donated money to them for different projects. What else have we done? Those are the main things.
We planted the dahlias, we had other plantings, and we've given them monetary
All right,
donations.
I'll give you credit for both
Monetary.
all three of those. Very good. All right, apparently you do know your garden club. Very good. All right, thanks again. We wish you the best. Yeah, the next quiz will be a lot easier. Maybe there won't be a quiz. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm Dave Wurzel, and you've been watching PHTV4 Spotlight. Today's Spotlight has been on the Palos Heights Garden Club. Thank you for watching.